Good day, my mighty baboon. We are back in our Factorio walkthrough, and today it's time to start producing steel. Steel is a very important intermediate product in Factorio, and it will let us produce a lot of new components for us. It's also going to be one prerequisite for the military science pack, and the military science pack is something that we want to have a look at in the next episode. So let's get started. Our design for steel is going to be different than iron and copper plates. However, the base of the design and the idea is similar, so I am copying our iron plates design and I'm going to paste it here. So how to produce steel? It is fairly simple, you just need to smelt iron plates. We are going to do that with stone furnaces at the moment, and you could reuse the iron plates that you are already smelting, but in our case, I want to build a design that is going to be self-sufficient and that can produce steel from iron ore. So what that means is that we are going to have a two-step process. We are first going to take iron ore, smelt it to iron plates, and then take these iron plates and smelt them into steel. The iron plates ratio is 1:1, meaning that one furnace produces just enough iron plates so that it can feed another furnace that is producing steel. So what that means is that we can split the furnaces equally, and we can have the same amount of furnaces that are going to smelt iron plates and the one that are going to smelt steel. So here you can see half a block is going to be our first step. It's going to consist of 40 furnaces. So let me assemble that. And then further down south, we are going to have 40 other furnaces that will take the plates and smelt them into steel. Let me start the research for the next tier of assemblers. And these not only are going to be faster, but they will also let us automate recipe that requires fluids. And you can see how fast we are researching right now. Just a few seconds and we are already at 40%. Alright, there is nothing new to show you there, so I'm going to skip forward a little so that we can focus on the second step. We are back, so we have finished the part that is going to smelt ore into plates. I see it's still not poured, so we are missing a few poles, probably around here, and once it's connected to our electrical network, we should be fine. We also finished the automation 2 research, and we have started the physical projectile damage 2, and that's going to be a very helpful research to clear enemy bases. And now let's wait, I just need a few more poles. And that should work now. Let's see. No, still not powered. So what's going on here? Sometimes the cables get messed up. There are mods that can handle that, but in our case we probably just need to put a few more poles down there. And that's it, that's working now. Let's also put the input belts so that it feeds coal to the system. The good thing with this design is that it can use the same coal feed system so that we can continue to daisy chain the coal just east of the iron plate smelters. So now what I want to do is to take one of the 2 iron ore belts that we have and connect it here. Why do we not have coal yet? I'm missing something. Oh, here it is. I am missing one underground belt here, and now that should work. So we just need to wait a few seconds and we should start to produce iron plates. So for the next step, we will need to have a mixed belt of coal and plates. So we will have this belt in the middle. This will be the output. This is where the steel is going to be. And so on the left and the right, for the input, we will need a mixed belt of iron plates and coal. So how are we going to do that? We are going to put splitters here. This will be to filter the coal out. And we are going to also place a splitter here so that we can take the plates on both sides. So now let's configure our splitters. I will want a filter on the output and I will want coal on the left side. Okay. Let's clean the iron ore here. Great, looks good. And on the other side, we want the opposite. So I'm going to filter coal on the right. And now it's very easy. We just need to take the plates and the coal so that we have 2 mixed belts. And now we just have to take these belts and to drag them down. So normally, if I calculate it correctly, we should have just enough space to put 40 furnaces. And I do not have enough furnaces, so I will start to place them, but I will need to grab some stones to build more of them. Before I do that, just let me place a ghost of them. So as I said, I want 40 of them, so it's going to be 16, 24, 32, and 40. And yes, we don't have a lot of place, but we are going to be okay. Okay, bear with me for a moment, I'm going to grab some stones and we are going to be back. So I built a bunch of furnaces, I also grabbed some belts, and we are ready to move on. Our research is finished, so let's also start the next one. I want to improve our shooting speed, so let's go. And now let me continue to assemble our steel smelting operation. We will need the input belt until here. we will then need inserters to take the plates and the core into the furnaces. And then we will need to have inserters that are going to take the steel out of the furnaces. So let's see if it works for the first 4 furnaces. Yep, great. It is starting to produce steel now. 2 furnaces are going to produce 7.5 steel per minute. So that's going to be 75 for 20 furnaces. And so 150 per minute for the 40 furnaces. So we're going to be far away from a full yellow belt for the steel. 150 per minute, it's going to be 2.5 per second. So as I said, far away from the 15 per second of the yellow belt. But that's okay. That's going to be plenty enough. And we have enough space to copy this design 4 times. So if we need to ramp up, we will be able to do so. So let me finish placing all the inserters. And now we need to pour that. Oh no, I'm not going to have enough poles. And I have just enough copper. 4 more poles should be enough. I just need 3. And now the last thing we have to do is to drag the belt and bring all the steel to the bus. Here it's going to be on the right, because later we're going to paste this design on the right, and we're going to merge the output of these smelters. While I'm here, let me copy what we just created. And I am going to paste 3 ghosts of it just next. One, 2, 3. Good. And if you ask me, I think that will be enough for all our playthrough. In the end, we are going to have 2 steel belts on the bus. So these 2 belts are going to be merged together. Now I'm going to bring the one on the left to the right, and they are going to be merged here. And if we are producing 2.5 steel per belt, you might be wondering why we only merge 2 and not the 4 of them. And you will be right. The steel output of all the furnaces combined will only be 10 steel per second. However, later we are going to upgrade our furnaces, and the throughput is going to bump from 10 per second to 20 per second. And one yellow belt cannot accommodate 20 items per second. So that's why we are going to have 2 of them. So now we just have to take the belt here and to bring it to the bus. Of course, I forgot I need to put a red one here. And we are going to place the steel just below the core. We don't really need the 2 belts at the moment, but I'm still going to place a splitter here. If I don't do that, I will forget later. You know your French Baboon have a mind like a sieve, so that's why I'm placing 2 here. If you just want to place one, please go ahead. It will be enough to support you most of the playthrough. And now that we have steel, I'm going to take some of it, and we are going to be able to produce some items that are going to be very useful. The first one is the heavy armor. It's going to be a good upgrade to the armor that we currently have. If you compare them, we get more resistance for all damage type. Acid is going to help us with spitters and worms, physical is going to help us with the biters, and explosion is going to protect ourselves when we are going to use grenades or rockets. Another good thing now that we have steel is that we are going to be able to produce piercing rounds. And I can't tell you how happy I am that I can finally produce them. Because the first rounds that we have really don't do a lot of damage, and piercing rounds really are going to help us clear enemy bases faster. Let's select our next research. Let's see. Now that we have steel, it will be a good time to research electric energy distribution. It's going to give us access to better poles that have bigger reach and a better supply area. As soon as I have them, I'm not going to use the wood pole anymore. So let's continue to drag the steel. We will need that for the military science. So I'm going to drag these 2 belts at least until the place where we produce all our science. And while we are here, let's also have a look at our labs and see if we produce enough packs. Okay, that's interesting. we are producing much more packs than we use, so that means we can accommodate much more than 20 labs. So I have already produced a few of them, and let's see how much more we want to put. 4, 8, I'm already going to put these ones, and I have a feeling that with 100 science per second, we can accommodate much more labs, probably at least 40. So with this 8, we are going to be at 28. Producing labs always takes some time. Let's place these 4, and then I'm going to produce more and place more. We are still fine with our electricity production. That should not be a limiting factor at that point. So let's see how much are we going to put. 32, 36, whoops, it's too close, I should put it here. And I think that's going to be enough for now. At the beginning of the game, 36 labs are going to speed out research so fast, it's even going to be too fast for us. Okay, we have the poles now. Let's research stronger explosives. It's going to increase the damage of grenades, and I like that because right now we need 2 grenades to clear trees, and after that research, we should be able to clear them with 1 grenade. So we have some more labs, let's place them down. And the last one. And here we go. And with that, my friends, that's going to be it for today. In the next episode, we are going to work toward the military science packs. I hope that you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to add a like and to subscribe to the channel. And see ya!